What is up guys, Dane again. Let me ask you this, do you need to haul about 7 people and need 420 horsepower in a sporty full-size SUV? Well, guess what? Chevy has something for you. Let's talk about it. Chevrolet has recently announced a new model for both the Tahoe and the Suburban. It's called the RST. Now what it is, it's pretty much Chevy's 6.2 liter V8, a Borla exhaust, some bigger wheels, and optional Brembos. True, you got a couple of doodads on the outside to make it look a bit more aggressive. And that's great, but let me ask you this, why? This vehicle starts at about $66,000. That's a lot of money for just a very tarted up Chevrolet. Now typically if you want the 6.2 liter V8 you had to upgrade to either the Cadillac Escalade or to the GMC Denali, Suburban, whatever the hell it is. You pretty much had to up your price a little bit. So it is nice that we are actually getting the 6.2 liter V8 into the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban, but the question is why? Why is it under a sporty trim? I mean, keep in mind, the Suburban itself over 16 feet long. Both these SUVs weigh well over 5,000 pounds. According to Autoweek, one thing they really did praise was the fact that the 6.2 liter V8 is, understandably an amazingly powerful engine. Also, the optional Brembo brakes really do help slow the vehicle down. What do you expect? They're a $3,000 option and you have 5,000 pounds. You really have to shove it slower. But why is it considered a sporty vehicle? I mean, it does come with GM's Magna Ride. It does come with the 22-inch wheels, but what was the purpose of this vehicle? That's one thing I'm really trying to figure out. So to kind of make it a quick recap, so it's a very large SUV that goes fast in a straight line and costs as much as a well-equipped luxury sedan. I mean, if you think about it, for a couple $1,000s more, you can go ahead and upgrade to either the GMC Denali or the Cadillac Escalade. Typically, the GMC Denali is the SUV that you get if you want to have all the power and all the features of the Escalade, but you don't want the Escalade's bling. You usually get the Escalade because you want all the powers, the features, and the bling. So the Chevy Tahoe RST is kind of in this weird middle ground. It's a little bit more obnoxious than the GMC because it has the Borla exhaust, the bright red calipers. It looks like it stands out a lot more than the GMC Denali. However, it's also quite not luxury like the Cadillac. So it's kind of like, we're almost a Denali, and we're almost an Escalade, we're here in the middle. Now for people who are wanting a truly luxury sport SUV, well, to be honest, you can choose other options. As I said, this thing starts at $66,000. I think the one that Autoweek tested was about $75,000. That's a lot of money for something that comes off the same assembly line as a base model workday Chevrolet Silverado. You could easily go into Mercedes, Infiniti, you could even go into Cadillac's other offerings, you could go into Ford's other offerings. If you really must have something that's big and luxurious, it really does leave me kind of scratching my head. Who was this made for? The only thing I can really think of, the only real market I could think of that would want this SUV would definitely have to be, say, working class people that have made it big and they are just not ready to give up the Chevy bow tie lifestyle. This is definitely an SUV for those that will bleed bow tie until they die, wherever it is. Ride bow tie? I don't know. I'm a 40 guy, as I said. So the market for this SUV is pretty much people that have made some money but must stick with Chevrolet. I'm not sure how big of a group that is, but I will say one thing. Chevy's gonna make a lot of money. I fully understand why they made this SUV. If you break it down, it's really, really simple. It's the 6.2 liter V8 that's found in the Denali and the Escalade, which is platform mates with the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban. They have 22-inch wheels, a Borla exhaust that they probably just simply bought at a wholesale price for a bunch of them. Has a couple of doodads on the inside, made some parts from the Denali, parts from the Escalade, wrapped it all together, and boom! Now they can charge, $66,000 just starting on a vehicle that pretty much started as a Silverado. Now, as you know, Silverados can be had for pretty cheap. I think they start at maybe in the 30,000s. You're putting an extra, you're pretty much doubling the price and then some, the more options you add on. So Chevy is making this thing to really print money, and it's going to do so. For some reason, Americans have this absolute huge lust for SUVs. If they haven't noticed as of this recording in 2018, gas prices are starting to go up. The 6.2 liter V8 is not really a thrifty girl. I think it barely hits the 20s on the freeway. I know cylinder deactivation, it can definitely get well into the 20s, but when you're just stopping and going or you're just driving around town, it's not going to be the most thrifty. So that still begs the question. I understand why Chevrolet made this SUV, but who is ultimately going to say, hey, I want a couple of the features that come with the Cadillac, the GMC, but it must have a bow tie. And yes, I am willing to not look at anything else in the near luxury SUV segment. I mean, heck, if you really want to be honest, the Ford Expedition with 3.5 twin turbo tows more. So yeah, who is this vehicle for? All right, guys, I hope you like this video. I really am more of a car guy, if you haven't noticed. Yes, I do marketing, but cars are really my thing. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead and give me a subscribe and let me know what your thoughts are on the Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban RST. Is this just purely a cash grab? And if so, are people going to buy this? Go and give me some answers down below, and I will see you guys next time.